Contradictions in the account of Jesus' prayer in Gethsemane. The Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, agree that Jesus went with his disciples to the Mount of Olives and entered the Garden of Gethsemane. He then withdrew a short distance from them to pray, and when he returned, he found them sleeping. However, a closer examination of the texts reveals some differences in the details, which we will review in this video. How many times did Jesus pray? Matthew chapter 26 verses 36 to 46 and Mark chapter 14 verses 32 to 42 state that Jesus prayed 3 times, and each time he returned to his disciples, he found them asleep. Luke chapter 22 verses 39 to 46, however, mentions only one prayer before Jesus returned and found his disciples sleeping. Luke alone also records that an angel from heaven appeared to strengthen him, and that his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground, a detail not mentioned in Matthew or Mark. Did Jesus go alone to pray, or did he take Peter, James, and John with him? According to Matthew chapter 26 verses 37 to 39 and Mark chapter 14 verses 33 to 36, Jesus took Peter, James, and John with him, separated them from the rest of the disciples, and then left them to pray by himself. Luke chapter 22 verses 41 and 42, however, states that Jesus withdrew alone from all the disciples about a stone's throw away and then prayed. Which disciples fell asleep? Matthew chapter 26 verses 40 to 45 and Mark chapter 14 verses 37 to 41 report that Jesus took Peter, James, and John with him, and asked them to keep watch with him. Each time he finished praying and returned, he found them asleep. He especially rebuked Peter, saying, "What, could you not watch with me 1 hour?" Luke chapter 22 verse 45, on the other hand, states that the disciples were sleeping from sorrow, and the context suggests that the reference is to all 11 disciples. When did Jesus tell his disciples to pray so that they would not enter into temptation? According to Matthew chapter 26 verse 41 and Mark chapter 14 verse 38, Jesus told his disciples, "Watch and pray, lest you enter into temptation." After he had prayed and returned to find them asleep. According to Luke chapter 22 verse 40, however, he told them, "Pray that you may not enter into temptation," immediately upon arriving at the garden, before he began praying. He then repeated the same instruction after returning and finding them asleep. Jesus' prayer and supplication to God, along with the appearance of an angel from heaven to strengthen him, are among the passages that refute the claim of his divinity. This leaves another question. Which religions today have followers who prostrate themselves with their faces on the ground in prayer to God, as Jesus did?